Gene is a screencasting program by Tech Smith. Tech Smith is an umbrella over a lot of stuff you've probably heard of. Gene, Snagit, Camtasia are just a few of the ones that Tech Smith offers. Gene is a very powerful program to be a free program. It does not offer editing abilities. You have to upgrade to Snagit to get that. But it does offer you quite a bit of things to do. Along with the Gene download is going to come a screencast, an account. Screencast is a free Dropbox type storage. Again, we're going to the storage thing online. It works strictly with Gene. Whatever you take pictures of or make videos of with Gene, you can upload to your Sharecast or Screencast. It will give it a specific URL. You can share that with your students, your colleagues. It will always be there. You go back in your history, which I'll show you later, find those same videos, same pictures, and share them again. Now, it looks like everybody's gotten into it. It should bring up, let me see where everybody is. Go ahead and download it. I'm going to walk through and download with you for people that already have it. It shouldn't take just a second.
Everybody's got it here, correct? Where it says Start Windows.
All right, it's going to ask you the same normal stuff it usually does ask you when you do this kind of stuff. I set the fine print. Nobody ever reads that stuff. Sometimes it's helpful to do because SIPA, the Child Internet Protection thing, that's where the whole 13-year-old comes from. Like Facebook, you got to be 13 to legally have one. Some of this stuff you got to be 13 to legally have and download. That's just a child protection thing. You might want to check that out for kids because you can, in schools, get into a lot of trouble if you download something for students underage to use, and it's going against SIPA. The way to find out that is you check their fine print. It will tell you in there if it is only for kids 13 and above. That has been a big thing I know of in a couple of schools around the nation. People got in a lot of trouble for doing stuff like that.
This should be the same. We should be the same with everybody else.
Everybody should be here.
Is everybody with us so far? Or some
If
of
you
you
look
may
at
not
the screen
know?
that says Learn Gene Now, most of you are, we're going to skip the play and go down to where it says Get Started on the bottom right. Just click on that. It's going to ask you to create an account. So if everybody will now, please create an account with whatever email you choose. Like I personally recommend keep the same password for this and Dropbox so you can remember. You can always Once you do that, Gene is going to pop up and it's going to stick a little yellow thing at the top of your screen. That is the Gene Sun. The Gene Sun is where you're going to be able to operate your Gene from. If you do not like it at the top of your screen, you can click on it and drag it wherever you want. But it's going to shoot to the side of your screen no matter where you're at. It's going to go to the side it's closest to, or it's going to go back to the top if you don't have it close enough.
See how we move it?
So that is the Gene Sun. It'll slide over to the, stuck it up on that thing now. You can slide up under there. It goes to the left, or right, top, bottom. It's all your personal choice. If you're teaching younger students, it might not be a bad idea to put it somewhere near the bottom. They can reach it. If you're going to allow them to use it, if you're working on a board like this. If it's on a main CPU computer, it doesn't matter where you put it. If you just watch it, what it's doing is it basically telling you what you can do with Gene. There's the sun flying to the top. If you have a window of any sort open and you choose the screen capture, you can highlight across your page. It will take a ping picture of whatever you're looking at. And it's going to make it, it's going to take it and make it here. Here where they uploaded screen capture we're going to do, you can also save it to your computer, to your desktop documents. You can also save it to your Dropbox. You can save it to portable hard drives, flash drives, anything like that. You can share it. You can do all kinds of different stuff with Gene. To be a free program, Gene is a really cool program. TechSmith gives you a lot of capabilities for free. Granted, you cannot edit. As you can see, you can add frames, you can add text, you can add arrows, you can even do videos. The only hang-up with Gene videos is it will only download out as a SWF file, which means you can only look at it in Adobe Flash Player. To get MP4, you would have to buy the Gene Pro. I have not even looked at Gene Pro, but I have heard to what I've read on the internet that Gene Pro is no longer available. Yeah, I was like, well, that's great. But what you can do with this, it's a SWF file. It's going to show up as a weird looking little icon. When you download a video to something like your desktop, it shows a weird, it's going to look like an icon you cannot open. So you're going to have to go to the internet, download Flash Player to make it work, which we'll get to later. Hopefully these computers, they all had them in there last week, but as we see, they're not working too well today. So it may not be there. So you get a chance to go in and figure out how to fix it when it works. But this, I know Gene's going, and we're not really paying attention to it, we can't hear, but that is basically how to use Gene. That's what you can do. You take pictures, you can make videos. So what we're going to do today, I want you to open up a web page. It doesn't matter what web page. It can be your school web page, as long as it is not inappropriate, since y'all are administrators now, it'll be okay. I was going to tell you MSN, but I looked on it yesterday and it was kind of inappropriate. I'm like, no, we're not going to go there. So you can be CNN, it can be Google Images, it can be Bing, it can be anything you want. It can just be a search engine if you choose.
Or the home page, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does not matter. It's just got to be a website or whatever you're looking at.
Everybody's got the Gene Sun up there.
Now you will notice when you open up the internet, the Gene Sun does not go anywhere. It stays there. If you bring up the internet, it is going to keep the Gene Sun at the top or the side, wherever you move it to. Now, if you will mouse over to the Gene Sun and put your mouse on top of it, you'll see the sunburst come out the bottom. That gives you your three options for Gene. The left option, which we're going to use now, looks like a plus or a crosshair on the scope. If you would click on the crosshair, it will bring up big crosshairs for you to use. This is actually what you're going to use to capture what you're looking at. Now, one big benefit of Gene, if you do not want to single out a certain thing, if you want to use the whole screen you're looking at, Gene will automatically recognize your browser size and do your whole screen. You can also, if you just want to do one part, like some of you look at Oregon County Schools, just got the Teacher of the Year semifinalists. If one of them is you and you want to take your picture, share with your family, you can just do your picture. Share it that way. You knock all the other 9 people out. That's fine. The way this works, as you see right now, it's doing an 81. Of course it's going to freeze up. It's doing an 81 by 81. These things are touchy. All right, I'm going to figure that out. All right, what it does, it brings up the crosshairs. When you bring them up, it's going to give you, as you move around the crosshairs, numbers beside, that's the screen size that's going to be recorded from. It's going to move around. What I want you to do now is just pick anything on your page and click and drag across it.
Click and drag it.
And it will gray out everything and leave a white box. That is your screen capture. You have taken that picture.
Hey, we won't get it to down when we save it to Dropbox.
Now, as you see, this is just the first step. Right now, it's just singled out an area of screen it wants you to use. You have options at the bottom. You have a capture still, which is basically capture snapshot. Right beside is a movie reel. We're going to do both. But first, we're going to use just to capture the screenshot. So if you'll pick this very first one on the left, it looks like a computer screen, it says capture image. Just click on that. And it will take that picture and put it in another box. Now here's where the real meat of Gene happens. Does everybody have this part? Okay. On your left side are the only options it gives you for editing this picture at all. This is all you can do. You can draw arrows, you can add text, you can draw frames, you can highlight, and you can change the color of what you put. So, we're going to just kind of clutter up your picture just a little bit. So what I want you to do, first thing, click on the arrow tool and just draw an arrow somewhere on your picture. It's going to show up by default, it's going to be red. Once you draw it, you can move it. If you click near the middle, you can move it around, make it point to different things. Like I want to make it point to Weebly. I want to make it a little bit smaller. You can do that with the drag boxes on the side. You can adjust the size, things like that. Now, once you have your arrow, go to your text tool, which is a T at the bottom, right under the arrow. And just click on your T, and then click in your picture. It's going to bring up a text frame. Again, it's going to be red. Default's going to be red type. You can change the type color if you choose. Type anything you choose in that box. It will expand as you type. It will expand out as you type. You can shrink it, make it bigger, whatever you want to do, but if you just click it, will expand out. You can change the size, you can change the font, you can change the color, but it's going to go default red.